Hey, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Time now for another Glacial Lakes Humane Society Adopt a Pet here on Facebook, Instagram, and our YouTube page. And it is brought to you by Critter Marts, Glacial Lakes Veterinary Clinic, and Canine Connections. I'm Brett Nathaniel. She's Shauna, a volunteer with the Glacial Lakes Humane Society. And well, first of all, let's talk some cats. And oh my goodness, I believe the official term for that, for Tiny that's on your lap right now is, oh Lordy, he coming. He's a big boy. Tell us about Tiny.
So Tiny is actually a really big cat in general, but he also is obese. So we had a hard time adopting him out the first time. He wound up finding a loving home, and the owner is moving to Brookings, and the homing place that they're going to doesn't allow cats. So we wound up receiving Tiny, I think about a week or a week and a half ago. Tiny is a probably 28-pound cat that needs to lose some weight. So he definitely needs exercise. He's good with just about everything, and despite his sweet name, he actually is a little bit shy. So he's not a huge fan that I'm like holding him and I've just met him. But he is good with cats, dogs, kids, you name it. Beautiful cat, just obese and needs some exercise. So we think Tiny's about 5 years old. He is neutered, and Tiny is declawed in all four paws, which is quite unusual. And like I said, he's slightly shy, but if you are interested in adopting Tiny, he is available right now. I did have Hickory up here. I'm actually going to grab Hickory. So this is Hickory. And Hickory is a 1-year-old neutered male, and he's good with dogs, cats, and kids. He's actually really, really outgoing. He just gets a little stressed in a whole bunch of new situations. Like we have 8 different cats in here right now, and we just brought a dog in. But Hickory's a really good cat. Pretty young male. He is a really, really big cat, tomcat before he was neutered, but he's pretty affectionate. So he comes up and rubs on us constantly. So that is Hickory. Freckles. This is Freckles. He is one of our office cats because he's so social. So Freckles had a broken leg, and so he stayed in the office, and we wanted to see it heal to make sure that he didn't have to have surgery or anything. It did heal completely, and it was a broken back leg. We think he's probably about 4 months old. He is clearly good with cats, dogs, everything. So when my dogs come in here, he actually goes up to them and either rubs on them or tries to play with them. He is extremely playful. So he definitely probably needs a playmate that's really playful. And then he is not neutered yet because he's 4 months old. But yeah, so Freckles has made a complete recovery. And he's usually the one that when I'm sitting here before we started this, he actually jumped up on my back and then he sat on my head. So he's pretty outgoing and social. So we're going to do 2 more. This one, no, Gypsy. So this is Gypsy. Gypsy's actually really, really pretty. So she's a female. We actually don't know if she's spayed yet, but she's only a year old. She's pretty social. She's really good with cats, dogs, and kids. But right now we just brought her into the office and she's not used to the office. So she's a little stressed. And for being stressed, she's actually doing pretty good. So this is Gypsy. She is the only one that we don't know if she's actually spayed. Everybody else is neutered other than Freckles the kitten. But yeah, so Gypsy's really sweet and she's about a year old. And the last one is Sterling. Hi, Sterling. So I left Sterling because when I first met him, he looked silver, and so I was like, oh, Sterling Silver. So Sterling's a pretty young boy too. He's obviously very social and cuddly. Sterling is about 10 months old. He is neutered, and he is good with cats, dogs, kids, everything. Really, really social. If a dog comes like right up in his face and they have a high energy, he'll bap at them. Other than that, he's pretty good. So these are the 5 cats we wanted to introduce today. So we had Freckles, who was the 4-month-old that had a broken leg that recovered. This is Sterling, the 10-month-old neuter cat. He's one of our most social. Hickory was the other gray tabby that was a little bit bigger. And Hickory's 1 year old and he's neutered. We had Tiny, the very, very He's the obese cat that's 5 years old, that's neutered, that needs a family that loves big cats and wants to exercise them. And then Gypsy was the last one, the female that we don't know if she's spayed. So those are the 5 cats that we are introducing today.
So if people want to adopt these pets, just stop on by the Glacial Lakes Humane Society. And of course, for these and more great pets, you can see the Glacial Lakes Humane Society on Facebook. All right, let's see some dogs today. Oh, you get that one. Tell us all about the dogs today.
So we have 2 dogs we're introducing today. Both of them came from the same home. So it was really bad living conditions. We wound up going and picking them up. One wound up getting adopted, and then these are the other 2 that are left. So this is Snuggles. This was her actual name, Snuggles. She is a spayed female that's about 3 years old. We think that she's a Shepherd Lab mix. She's really, really sweet. She's good with cats, dogs, people. She's just a little shy. And she's fearful of leashes because of the condition that she was living in. She wasn't introduced to leashes a lot, but she is not fearful aggressive. She's just fearful shy, but she's a very, very sweet girl. So she definitely comes out of her shell with other dogs around. So if you'd like to adopt Snuggles, feel free to let us know. She definitely would do good in with a family and stuff, just giving her a little bit of time to come out of her shell a little bit more. But like I said, she does phenomenal around dogs and cats. So this is Snuggles. All right, put you down. Hi, Sugar. So this is Sugar. Hi. So Sugar also came from the same home. She is about a 6-year-old beagle mix. She is good with everything as well. However, we won't let her go to a home with smaller kids because she is definitely a lot more fearful than Snuggles is. So she kind of shuts down with a whole bunch of noise. So she needs to go to a home either that's quiet or with some older kids. And she also does really well with other dogs. So she's good with dogs, cats, but she really, really comes out of her shell with other dogs around. So Snuggles and Sugar, both really, really shy, but Sugar, the 6-year-old beagle mix, definitely needs to go to a more quiet home. So that is the 2 dogs that we're introducing today.
There we go. And want to thank our sponsors that bring you this adopted pets at the Glacial Lakes Humane Society every week. Critter Mart, Glacial Lakes Veterinary Clinic, and Canine Connections. And don't forget, if you want to adopt any of these pets, just stop on by the Glacial Lakes Humane Society and they will help you out. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Oh, yeah, Snuggles is going to do our paperwork today.
All right, Shauna, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next week.
Awesome. Thanks, Brent. Bye.